In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do a hairline repair. This is a great tool to have in your arsenal with hair units. Let's get right into it. As with any hair unit, you want to begin to cut the hair pretty much as normal. The only thing, do not go too low. I only go 1.5 with the grain as the lowest, okay? Keep that in mind when you're doing these hairline repairs. I'm speeding through the haircut process because you guys are already great at what you do. I really want to take the time and show you how to do this the simple, easy, and most effective way. Okay, so that's my express cleanse that I like to do. But now I begin to ask him where he wants his hairline to be, so I let him look at the mirror. But I know this client pretty well, and we typically put it the same way every time. So the tip I'll give you when drawing on hairlines is you want to draw it in like a curved manner. And what I mean by that is around the temple area, you want it to curve. You see how I draw it? And it's curved at the temple area, going towards the temple. You want it to kind of look like a visor in a way, that kind of curve, if just to give you a visual. If you draw it in a straight line like a ruler, then it's going to have an oval edge up. It's going to have that rounded oval look. That's not the edge up that we want to give them. We want to give them that nice straight hairline. So you have to draw that kind of in a curved way around the temples, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but that's just a little tip that I'm giving you on drawing these hairlines. I know this can be challenging for some people starting off. After I'm done, I show the client where his hairline will be. You always want to do that. Then I apply the alcohol. Really, you should apply the alcohol before you draw the hairline. It really doesn't matter, but it's always better to do it beforehand. That way you won't have to even mess with the guide that you just drew for yourself. But learn from my mistake. You can do it either way. It's no right or wrong way. And then I use no sweat. I like using no sweat. You don't have to use it, but I use it. And then I like to make that hairline faint into like a shadow to where I can only see it. Now I begin to apply the adhesive to the hairline area. Try your best not to overlap the hairline guide that you drew for yourself. This is very important. You're going to apply a total of 2 to 3 layers of adhesive. It's up to you on how many you want to do. I did 2 layers with this adhesive that I'm using called Chick Bond. I've been using it lately. I really like it. This client actually had this in for about 3 weeks and counting. When I brush in the adhesive on the direct hairline guide that I drew, I like to spread it sideways. That way I can visually, from my eyes, see where the hairline will be with the adhesive on. Okay, you see how I'm using kind of like a sideways motion with my brush. That's because I'm on the direct hairline. All right, keep that in mind. And then I begin to brush away from the hairline to make sure the adhesive doesn't overlap my hairline guide. We also want to apply some adhesive around the edges of where his real hair is. Now, the reason you're doing this is because we want a smooth transition. So some of the hair unit hair that we will apply will go into his real hair. That way we have a nice smooth transition for the hairline repair. When you're done applying your adhesive, use your blow dryer on a cool setting. Once the adhesive dries clear, repeat this step and move right on. The beauty of these hairline repairs is it doesn't take much hair. I did this hairline repair with just one strand of Cuban twist hair. you simply just cut it and then you apply it. But don't apply it sideways, apply it straight. Apply it in the way in which their hair grows. I've seen people who actually put the hairline sideways on a person's hairline for a hair unit. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look natural that way. People typically only wear their hair sideways if it's like a comb over. It doesn't look natural if you're doing that on a low hair unit like the one I'm doing now. It won't look natural at all. So keep this in mind. Just apply the hair in the direction in which the hair grows. Once you're done applying the hair to the hairline, what you want to do is use your do-rag. That's the safe way. Apply the do-rag for a minute or two. Let it compress to the adhesive. I'm using my hand in this demonstration. You can follow my lead as well. Like I said, he's had this in for about 3 weeks and going. All right, with this way. I did not use a do-rag at all. You see me cutting it freehand. No guards, no combs. Then I begin to cut it around the hairline forward. I cut it forward because I want to catch that overlapping hair when I do my lineup process. And I feel like this is the best way to keep some hair overlapping on this hairline. Instead of going backwards with it, I'm going forward with it. I really want to keep that hairline intact. So I want some of that hair to overlap his hairline. That way I won't have to worry about getting into that adhesive, and I can really just line up that overlapping hair only. That's the goal when you're doing a hairline repair. Now I do cut it forwards and backwards when I'm away from the hairline, when I just want to get that bulk down. But when I'm on the hairline particularly, I really just like to cut it forwards because I really want to get that overlapping hair. I do not want to risk losing that overlapping hair and having that hairline right on the adhesive on that hairline. As you see me doing it now, I'm just bringing it forward, cutting it forward. That's the safe way, in my opinion, when doing a hairline repair. Now you may ask me, Joe Fines, how much can I make off of this service? And I'm gonna tell you, you guys can charge anywhere from $50 to $100 for this service. Now that's in additional to the haircut price. So if you charge $25 for a haircut, you can charge $125 for this service. And that's not including the facial hair. That's an added $10. People will pay. They will pay. Do not cheat yourself. Please do not cheat yourself. Undercutting people and prices. Your work is going to speak for itself at the end of the day. At the end of the day, your work will speak for itself and people will pay. Begin to line up the hair. Try not to go into the adhesive. That's why we cut it forward, remember, because we just really want to line up that overlapping hair. That's really all we're trying to catch. We're not trying to go that deep into the adhesive. For me, the hairline guide, it's a guide for me to go, but I really like to bring the hairline a little lower than the guide I make personally. That way I have some room. I just always like to play it safe. I like to give myself room to work. I don't like to bring the hairline right to the adhesive if all possible. I want to hang probably just maybe a quarter inch or so, or slightly less below the hairline. That's what I really want to catch, because I want that versatility to have room to work in case of error. In case they say this side is higher than this side, or can you bring this side up some, or whatever the case might be. I have some room to work and correct myself without having to do more work by trying to take out adhesive, and it's just a mess. I've done it all. So I'm trying to help you guys to avoid the mistakes I've made with these hairlines. I've had to dig into the adhesive, try to remove adhesive, and potentially mess my edges up using C22, and it's just a big mess when you mess this up around the hairline. Trust me. So that overlapping hair is very important. It's very important. So you use the hairline guide. It is your guide, but I still like to bring it just a little lower than that hairline guide, just a little bit, because I always want to give myself some cushion and some room to work with. Continue to do any touch-up work that you see fit. I'm a perfectionist. I'm constantly doing touch-up work. I'm trimming the hair down, looking for loose strands. I just really want to make sure he has a good polished look. Also, make sure that you're not pressing too hard with your edgers, because you're generally going to go over that area again a few times with your edgers. I mean, you guys may be better than me. You might get it in 1 or 2 tries, but for me, I like to do it a few times because I really want it to look really good and precise and very realistic. His look is really coming together. He's looking good and natural. We haven't even applied any enhancements yet, and he already looks really ready to go and hit the streets.